Okay. Come, I want us to mark and then I'm going to give you homework, but then you're not going to start with the homework. Then we're going to do a scary one. And then you will see you can do it, okay? So, I want your full attention. We've got 3 periods left, ne? 3. Then we're writing exams. Okay, the first one. The first question. What made this thing difficult is that there are 2 cyclic quads in this diagram inside the circle, and that is normally very difficult. So there, that pink one is the one, and then this green one is the second one, but it's not closed. Okay. So I want you to take a moment to look at the pink one. The pink one is closed, which means I have interior angles. Can you see that? When the cyclic quad is closed, I have the interior angles and I also have the possibility of an exterior angle because it's closed. And it is closed, and do you see there is an exterior angle? The green cyclic quad is not closed. It must be closed completely. If there's just one side open, you don't have opposite angles. It must be closed everywhere. So it's not closed, so I don't have interior angles. And when I don't have interior angles, that means I can't use the exterior angle as well. But do you notice at the green one that I do have the zigzag there and there, which allows me to use angles in the same circle segment. So 2 cyclic quads, but the 2 of the cyclic quads give me 2 different options to use. Right, so the first question you had to answer, or you had to find, was Q1. But they told you in the information there that Q1 and Q2 are equal to each other. So when something like that happens, that actually means all you have to do is find the value of the whole Q, and then you can just divide it in 2. Okay. Do you see that that angle Q is one of the interior angles of the pink cyclic quad? Can you all see? Which would mean that this angle has a supplementary angle. And the angle that's supplementary is going to be this whole angle here. Is it possible for me to calculate? It's actually 3 angles here. These 3 angles is size. Look carefully before you answer. Is it possible for me to find the size of S, 2, 3, and 4 together? How? Katleo? Adjacent angles on a straight line. Is that what you're saying? Yes. So I can say 180 minus 148, and that would give me 132 degrees. And do you agree, if I have that angle, I can find Q1 and 2 with supplementary. But I could also have said that this angle Q1 and 2 is most equal to the opposite exterior angle. So this is the opposite angle. This is the exterior angle. So I could have immediately said Q1 and 2 is 48 degrees because of the exterior angle of a cyclic quad. 1 and 2 is 48, exterior angle cyclic quad, and therefore Q1 is going to be equal to 24. They told me it's bisecting. Do you all understand that? Do you see it? Sure. The next one is angle R. Now grade 11s, I want you to get into the habit of after you found an angle to write down the size of that angle on your diagram. Remember, you're getting an answer sheet as well. I said that to you. Did I? You're getting an answer sheet. So you're going to have these diagrams right in front of you on the page. Put it on, write in every angle that you calculate and that they give. Now I want to know, who can tell me what will the size of R, angle R be? And it can't be these three girls giving answers all the time. Recipe le? $28. 48. No. Book, no, yes, precious. Why 24? Very good. You go and look, who is that child? Where do you go and find out what type of child this is? You go to the office and look in the file, ne? Who's these? Oh, who are these kids' parents? It's P and S. Do P and S have other children? Yes. Q1 is their children or their child as well. So it's equal to 24 angles in same circle segment. Okay, now something very important about M1 that I need you to understand. Here is M1. M1 is not at the center of the circle. M1 is not on the circumference of the circle. That cancels M1 out for any circle geometry theorem. All of the angles that we calculate using circle geometry is when the angle is either at the center or on the circumference. This M1 is just randomly somewhere in this circle. It's not at a specific place. Now listen, when that happens, you're going to have to use one of your old geometry, like grade 8 geometry. Triangle, parallel lines, vertically opposite, angles on a straight line, those type of things. It's not going to be circle geometry. So if you look at that M1, do you maybe see a way for me to find M1, but it's not circle geometry? What is it? Who said yes? Ach no, Moana. No. Yeah, Liako, I know you know as well, but let's give you a chance. Yeah? Of? S3. And then you found it. If you find S3, okay, you say S3 is alternate, and then what is M1? Of that triangle. Very good. That's a difficult one, but that's well done. You can see it like that. She says she found S3, and then she said that M1 must be the exterior angle of that triangle. It's a hard one to see. There's an easier one. Is there someone that sees the easier one? Anyone? Huh? Okay, Moana. Sum of a triangle. Yes, you can use that with the 90-degree there. Angle in a semicircle. There's an easier one. Yes, Bogoni. Now you can't use alternate because remember these lines are parallel. So you cannot, you can't say this one is alternate to that one, eh? Ja, Moana. Corresponding angles. Corresponding angles. Look here. Do you remember the F? And then it's the angles under the arms. You forgot that one. Okay, so M1 is equal to 48 degrees corresponding angles. Then you didn't have to calculate another angle. Remember what I told you? It doesn't matter if you miss one or if you have to calculate another angle first. But if it only counts 2 marks, that means you probably don't need another angle. But it's fine if you use another one. Okay, now next up, they want you to prove that ST is a tangent to the circle passing through MN and S. Let me just get my red pen here. So they're saying if there was a circle here, they want you to prove that this line is a tangent. Now if you look at that circle with the tangent, I hope you all notice that there's no midpoint, there's no center of that circle. Because that's important. If there's no center, I can't use the radius and the tangent being perpendicular. And there's only one tangent. So I can't use tangents from the same point. Which leaves me with one tangent theorem. And that is tan chord. Okay? So what does tan chord say? The angle between the tangent and the chord is equal to the angle that the chord subtends in the opposite segment. Okay, do you hear that? Look at this board. Look here. This is the tangent. You see there. This is the chord. That angle is 48. Which angle does this chord subtend? M1. Did I just find M1 size? Yes. What is it? So what does that mean? I've proven it. Okay, so I'm going to write down. I say M1 equal to 48 proven above. I'm not going to write proven above now, you know. And S1 is 48 given. Then I say thus. Look the way I write the reason. I say thus. ST is a tangent to MNS. You can say to circle MNS or MNS. It doesn't make a difference. And now my reason why. Now you're going to say, without using the words, you're going to say the angle between the tangent and the chord is equal to the angle that the chord subtends. But you're not allowed to say tangent and you're not allowed to say chord. Because tangent is part of a circle and chord is part of a circle. So instead of saying tangent, I'm going to name it ST. Instead of using the word chord, I'm going to use the line NS. That's all. So I say the angle between ST and NS is equal. That is NS, no. Yo, my eyes can't see anymore. Is equal to the angle that NS subtends. Done. You all understand that? It's not that hard, no? Okay, can I page? No, yes, no, ma'am. Okay. Listen to me, everyone. In the activity that you had in your textbooks, I showed you a sum D. I said it was with theorem 1. I said this is an important question. It looks familiar to me. Looks like a sum in the test. You didn't do it for homework. We did it together in class. Do you remember that sum? D. It was D. I think it was of exercise 1. D. I'm saying that again. And 9.2 is like that D. So this one is very important for the exams. Definitely. I promise you, I'm asking something like this in the exam. Okay, so what they're telling me here is they're saying that AB is 8 centimeters, no? So that one is 8. And they're also telling me that FD is 8. The whole of FD is 8. Okay. The whole of AB is 8. We have to calculate the length of the radius. So it will be that one or this one. Do you agree with me? I feel like we're going to do Pythagoras. Yes. Okay. So to do Pythagoras, I need a 90-degree angle and 2 known sides. But in this triangle, at this stage, I have 0 known sides. But I can find one, eh? Which one can I find? FB is 4. Will I get my first mark? No. Did they tell you that AF is equal to FB? Did they tell you that AF is equal to FB? They didn't tell you that AF is equal to FB. They told you that these two lines are perpendicular. The fact that they are equal is your knowledge from theorem 1. So therefore you have to give the reason. If it's not given, you have to prove it. If you don't prove it, you can't use it. So I say FB is 4 centimeters, line from center perpendicular to chord. Do you understand that? Please don't forget that reason. Please, please, please. Okay, so now I have that side is 4. Now I have now I have one known side and one side in terms of x. Now there's no way for me to find the length of x or the length of the radius at this stage. So I only have one known side. But listen to what I'm saying now. If you have one known side and you can get the 2 unknowns in terms of the same variable, then you are fine. So what I mean when I say that, I know that this whole line is 8. If I tell you my arm from my shoulder to my fingertips is 60 centimeters, and I tell you, but from my hand to the tips of my fingers is 10 centimeters. How long will it be from my shoulder to my wrist? How did you get to 50? You said 60 minus 10. Now, if I tell you the distance from here to here is 60, and from my wrist to my fingers is x, how long is this part? 60 minus x. If I tell you that this part is x and my hand is 10 centimeters, how long is my arm from my shoulder to the point of my finger? X plus 10. So you cannot just make a decision that when you've got a variable and a part of the length of the side that you're going to add or that you're going to subtract. You're going to have to look at the situation. So I can get this part in terms of x. And now do you agree with me this is radii? which means then I have OB as well. If this whole length is 8 and from F to O is X, what is the length of OD? 8 minus X. Do you understand that? This side is 8 minus X. And now I can do Pythagoras. Do you all understand that? Sure. It's in the test, I promise you. Not exactly like this, but the same calculations, more or less. Okay, so I can do Pythagoras. X squared plus 4 squared is equal to 8 minus x squared. And this is the classic grade 11 catch, where when you square a bracket with two terms, it's not going to be 64 plus x squared, no? It is going to be 64 minus 16x plus x squared. Now because I've got the x squared on both sides, they cancel out. I'm going to take the minus 16 this side, 16x equal to 48. Divide both sides of 16 and then x is equal to 3. But they're asking you to find the length of the radius. Now the radius, remember, is 8 minus x. So now I have x, it's 8 minus 3, so the radius is 5. Do you all understand? D in exercise 1 is similar. Go and try it this afternoon and see if you get it right. Done? Done. Okay. Question 10. Next one. Determine the size of R2. Come on, you need to tell me that one. It's easy, ne? What is R2? Why is it 55? Tangents from the same point. And isosceles. And the sum of the triangle. Do you see the 4 marks? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me just explain for someone who might not be seeing it. I've got tangents from the same points, which means that these two sides are equal. That creates an isosceles triangle. I know the sum of the triangle is 180. So I subtract 70, it's 110, and I divide it by 2 to get 55. Right, Q1. Q1. Yes, okay, bye. You know what? That is always, for me personally, the hardest one to see. The radius perpendicular to tangent. So well done. I always feel well done when you guys do see it, because I always struggle to see it. Good job. There's a radius. It's perpendicular to the tangent. So it makes a 90-degree angle, and therefore that angle is 35 degrees. Okay. Right, the next one is M2. On that pages, we also spoke about it yesterday. You remember equal chords obtain equal angles? Then we said even if the angle is at the center, they're going to be equal. Got it. So that means that M1 and 2 is equal to each other. Doesn't matter at which stage you do this. M1 and M2 is equal to each other because it's equal chords, equal angles. Now you can't say angles in the same circle segment, né? Now it's literally equal chords obtained equal angles. Now if I know that angle is 35, then I know this one is also 35. Who can tell me why is R1 35? Why is it isosceles triangle? You must put in radi, né? Because it wasn't given that it's isosceles. And then I can find M1, né? It's 110 degrees. And I've already said that M1 is equal to M2. You can add it there if you want to. Okay, that was it what you had for homework, right? Right. Now I'm going to page. I just want to show you. We are going to do this one now together, né? But don't be scared. We'll do it together. Your homework is going to be for me. Let me just find it. Is November 2016, question 9, 10, and 11. November 2016, question 9, 10, and 11. Okay. And now we're going to do this question 12 together. This is a rider. Do you remember what a rider is? When they don't give you the value of any angle. So what they tell me here, they say in the diagram below, two circles touch each other externally at point P. So I'm going to put that one, I'm going to highlight it. That is a tangent for both circles. Both of them. And then they tell you that this line is also a tangent to the small circle. They tell you that this angle here, C1, is Y. And they tell you that this angle here is X. Okay. Now before you even read the questions, I want you to start by looking for other angles that will be equal to X. And if you have found 4, you can start looking for angles equal to Y. You do that now. Oh, something that I just want to say. When you use your color pens and cokies and stuff, it's just something that sometimes it gets too mixed up with all the colors for me personally. So when I have parallel lines, I just highlight the arrowheads. Otherwise, you're already highlighting the 2 lines before you're doing anything. Okay, so it might be confusing if you do that. But you are welcome to highlight it, but I would just do that. Who's got 4 x's? 3. Go. Look for it. Okay, please tell me who found angle E to be x. Put up your hands. Alright. Princess. Why is E equal to x? You okay, but listen so you can tell me what you're saying because I can't hear a word you're saying. Angles in the same circle segment. Do you agree with her? Yes, if you go and look at who is that angle A1's mom and dad, you will see that they also had another child. And it's E. Who found this one? C2. 10 by Y. Alternate angles, that's the easy one, eh? Who found this one? Put up, I want to see who found that one. Y? Tan chord, very good. Okay, I'm going to stand up now and show you tan chord because the Afrikaans class, they don't understand tan chord, so I'm afraid you don't understand it either. The theorem says that the angle created between the tangent and the chord. You all see that. There's a tangent, there's a chord. A chord is from one side of the circle to the other side of the circle. So that angle will be equal to the angle that this chord subtends in the opposite segment. So that's why if I look at that angle, remember I did x first, no? I go and look at its chord. The moment that that chord intersects the tangent, you must know there's a tan chord. Okay? So that one is also x because of tan. I just quickly want to show you. Do you see there's a tangent? Yes. Do you see there's a chord? So that P6, to which angle will it be equal to? This P6. Which angle does AP subtend to the other side? The angle between the tangent and the chord, there it is, will be equal to the angle that the chord subtends in the opposite segment. Which angle will P6 in the opposite segment. Look here, advance. Angle between the tangent and there's another chord, you see. So it will be 6 and 7. What's it going to be equal to? What does this chord subtend in the opposite direction? Remember, it can't go back because it's here. Yup, yup. C1 and 2. This chord subtends C1. Are you getting that in what's that chord? The angle between the tangent and the chord will be equal to the angle that the chord subtends in the opposite segment. Okay, I need one more X. Is there someone that has found it? It's a grade 1-1. Let's be there. Huh? P5, why? Very good. Vertically opposite angles. It's the bow tie. P5. Now I also found 4 Y's. 4 Y's. See, there's Y. Let's see who can find 4 Y's. Or maybe you can find more than 4. Go. No, 4. Do you have all 4? Why? You're saying P2 is X also? Okay. 4 Y's. You see why is the angle created by the smallest circle, no? Do you see that? And do you see that the smallest circle doesn't only have one tangent? But neither of these circles have centers. Wolfgang, do you have a question or do you want to give an answer? No, let's just give everyone a chance. Have you found all 4? No, I want all 4. Otherwise you don't say nothing. He's asking what? Yes, they said it's a tangent in the information. Who still needs to be vaccinated? Did you understand what Mr. Van Zyl said? So that they weren't able to finish, but they are staying here. So they're coming again next week, but Mr. Van Zyl says they can't confirm that it will be at Parijs High when they come again. So you are welcome to, when the bell goes, to go there and get vaccinated. Okay, so maybe you might wait for half an hour, but I don't think they're finished with grade 8, 9 and 10. I think it's just grade 11 and grade 12. So I don't think there will be many. Okay, so those of you that needs to be vaccinated or that filled in the form to get vaccinated, when the bell goes, you go. Okay, who has found 4 Ys? 3, 2, 1, none. Okay. Let's start. Who's found that Y? Why is that one also Y? Let me say. No. It's yeah. No. Why is it isosceles? It's not given as isosceles. You must give the complete reason. No. I'm talking about that one first, not after having that one. I'm talking about this one first. I'm talking about this one first. If they gave me this Y and I get this one first, how would I get it? Tangents from the same point creates the isosceles triangle to make equal angles. Do you all see it? Okay, who found that B2? What reason? Tan chord. Look here. The angle between the tangent and the chord will be equal to the angle that chord subtends in the opposite segment. Do you all understand? You can also, if you got that one first, you can find that Y with tan chord as well. Okay, because then it would be with that tangent. This one gives me that Y, this tangent gives me that Y. Did anyone get that Y? Who says yes? Yes. Vertically opposite, there it is. And is there anyone who got this Y? How do I get that Y? Alternate angles. Well done. And you can also look here. Look here. If you had found that one, it's the angle between the tangent and the chord, and that chord subtends D2. Okay, so along with the homework that I have given you, we already found 4 angles equal to Y, equal to X. Ne? I hope you've indicated it on your diagram. If you haven't, go and do it, and then you go and give me the 4 reasons. And then you try 12.2. They want you to show that E, this way is E now, E, P, A. That angle, EPA, yeah, this one. They want you to show that that angle is X plus Y. X plus Y. Let's see if you can manage it. See, go and look for exterior angles of triangles. Remember, exterior angles of triangles are normally the opposite angles added. Okay. Then, the last one, determine the numerical value of X plus Y if it is given that DCTP is a cyclic quad. So when they want something like this, a numerical value, we need a 180. No? How do I get a 180? The opposite angles of a cyclic quad. They're telling you it's a cyclic quad. So you've got the 180, so just get the 2 angles. Let them add to 180, then you can find X and Y. Okay. Semba, if you want, the bell is going to go now, but those of you that, I only saw your hand, but the ones that want to go and get vaccinated, you can quickly pack up, you can go so long. And if you want to take your chances and think that I won't catch